Hey you guys, TLG here. I figured I would just do a couple tutorials. First one being this one, of course, which is going to be a how-to in Photoshop. It's Photoshop GIF animations, or GIF, graphical interchange format. Because Photoshop is able to do higher resolution. There's other programs that can do them, but this one seems to do the colors, and you have a lot more control over it. And it took me a long time until I actually realized how people were doing it, and I figured I'd pass along the information. So this one's going to actually use video. I'm going to make a GIF of a video, and it's actually going to be of the meme, "I'll take a potato chip and eat it" from Death Note, and we're going to use that video and make a GIF out of it, and I'm going to show you how to do that. First off, you're going to need Photoshop. I'm going to use CS5. The bottom, if you don't have the animation showing, all you got to do is go to Window, Animation. It'll pop right up. I mean, you can turn it off and on. But, so first off, to start off, it's going to be really easy. You just find the video you want. I'm going to use episode 8 of Death Note, and it's going to be queued right to the right point. I'll show you what I'm going to be using, but of course you got to know you're not having any video or audio in it, so if you have subtitles are good. I don't think I have any for this. Yeah, I don't have any. But this is the part I'm going to be doing.
I'll take a potato chip and eat it.
So you can just do that. You go back to where it was. Alright, so basically what you do is you just drop it down to 25 speed, 0.25x. I don't think you can go any lower than that. But then you would just play it. Actually, you can take a screenshot right from then. So take a screenshot. You go into Photoshop. You create a new layer. The default's basically fine because then you're just going to paste it in there. So you paste it. Don't worry about all the extra crap you have going on. We'll take care of that in a little bit. But then you just go back to your video, play it at 0.25 speed, and any major move he makes, like right about there, I guess, you're going to go back and just paste it in. So his hand then comes out a little bit, and you continue on until, because you want it to be somewhat fluent, yet I mean you don't need it to every. You're not gonna paste there. I don't think he made it. He didn't make any move on that one. What the? All right, so we'll go back to it and print screen at the higher point. There you go. You don't need it to be every single little motion, because with our eyes we actually put in a lot of motion. That's why these animations, like, you can see how small movements. There's not everything in between. We actually just put it there, and it's kind of cool that way. But so we take one there, and there. Oh, I didn't take one. Huh. Paste it in. Continue on a little bit. Right about there. About there. Right about there. And then, well, I guess we'll do a couple more. You can get a couple of the sparkles going on. Alright, so basically that's all you need, because I mean after that it just goes back to Ryuk over there laughing, going crazy because he can't have apples. But alright, so once you get back into that, you're gonna crop it, and you just crop it down to size. Since you're just pasting it in, all of the layers are gonna be at the exact same spot. Since you're not moving the video, it's just all gonna be there. So when you crop it, it goes right down to the size. We're only viewing it at 50%. So this is the actual size of the animation. With this, you're then going to add in one more layer, a text layer, if you want text over it. We're going to put just the whole thing over top of the entire video. We'll put in one more period there because 2 periods is a little off. So you then are going to adjust the size of the text. We'll put it there, put it at the bottom, and add a filter to it so that it kind of stands out and it doesn't just look like random white text. Stroke it a little bit. Stroke it a little bit. Okay, sorry. So then it kind of looks like a subtitle, and since that's going to be there, it'll just sit over top of the entire video. You then add a second layer, and on the second layer you're going to turn off everything except for the next screen. You're going to leave the very first one on there. Oh, actually I'm going reverse. Okay, so this one and this one. On the first layer we actually messed that up. We need all of them off except for the very first one and that text layer, because it's going to show the next layer. I mean, anything in Photoshop, it shows that layer and the next one. So then we go back to this one, add another layer, and we show another slide. Next layer, show another slide. And basically you just continue this step until you get to the very end of your animation. I think there's a shortcut with your keyboard, but I don't know it offhand to do the next layer, because you don't want another layer to show up in your layers. You need a new action layer, but you know, we'll just leave it as is. Almost there. He took his bite, and the last layer. So now you can preview. Actually, we don't want to preview it now, because when you do, it's just going to be so quick that you can't tell. So then you can go back through and adjust the speeds. 0.1 seconds is usually good for like a video that you're doing an animation of. If you're doing one that you're hand drawing, and each of your little motions, you can adjust the times accordingly. Like if somebody's just kind of sitting there staring for, you want 3 seconds, you can just go in there and put them staring for 3 seconds. It doesn't need to be 0.1 second a new image of it or a new slide, because it's just going to create too much of a slides. And you know, this one's a little choppy. I kind of skimped on the layers, but I mean, you can tell, like, yeah, especially where his face turns. I missed one of the inner bite motions, which I guess you could always go back through and add it in there. It's not exactly the easiest to out there. Okay, that's close enough. But that's what you would do when you're building it. So you're put it in your mouth. Come on. Oh, wow, he moves too quick. They don't even add in the animation. Oh well, who cares? Not worth it. Anywho, so you get that in. You can always adjust the text. Like you can leave, I'll take a potato chip, and then when he does that, change it to and eat it. But I'm going to leave it as is. You then go to File and Save for Web and Devices. What that's going to do is it's going to bring up, alright, now I have it in grayscale, but put it in perceptual, like the things you're able to perceive, your visuals. And GIF animations are only allowed 256 colors. These are the colors it has right now. You're also able to change it through that. Say you're doing an animation with real people in it, where it's not using colors put in there. Grayscale is a wonderful one to use, because there's so few colors in grayscale. It's able to keep a higher quality. I'll pull an example up of that in a second. But if you're just doing like an anime or whatnot, a hand-drawn one, perceptual is actually a decent one. And when you save it, you can adjust it. You can adjust the sizes, the nearest neighbor. You can do transparency. GIF is also good for transparencies to do that. But for animation's sake, you can adjust the quality down here. But that's going to adjust the quality of it. So total of the file size on this will be 735 kilobytes. It's saying. So when we save it, we'll save it to potato chip on my desktop. Once it's done, you just go there, potato chip. Yep, 735 kilobytes. Then you can just take that animation, upload it wherever you wish. I use Tumblr, whatnot, but you have an animation and it's a decent resolution. But if you hold 1 second, I'll pull up another one I made, and you'll see that grayscale is actually very useful in certain. Alright, so what I did was actually on, if anybody who knows me, I'm K-pop is okay with me. I listen and watch K-pop videos, so you settle down over there. Alright, but if you do like real people, like I did this part right here, That part right there where she says, listen. If you're using real people, grayscale is a really good one to use because when it came out, it actually came out decent. Like, you can't really tell. Like, up top, you could see the dithering over in, like, the background. But the real person, like, in the black and white, her hair is actually higher quality, which on Tumblr, you want high quality. People on Tumblr, they're not no low quality stuff. They yell at you. But if you keep it on people, you do grayscale, yes, you're losing the effect of it. It's not like the real video, but in grayscale, if you want quality and seeing things like detail, grayscale is the way to go. The thing I don't like about Photoshop is you're not able to really break down an animation. If you bring in a GIF, a GIF, whatever you want to call it, it only takes the first frame. It's not able to break it into each frame, even though there's multiple changing. Yes. You can also decide what you want to change. I may get into that later. If you want to only change like the moving parts, like on this you can't because there's a lot of moving parts. But if you have just a non-moving background and you have one thing moving for a long period of time and you only want that to be moving, it cuts down on file size. It kind of creates a better quality because the colors in the background, since they're not moving, you don't need more colors because of the changing. Like when something's panning, it blurs two colors together, creating a new color. But if you keep it the same, you have less colors to worry about, and the quality can go up. But if you want info on that, just hit up the comment section below. But yeah, that's how to make a GIF in Photoshop, CS5 or CS3, CS4. I know they're all about the same. Yeah. All right. TLG out.